It is good. It's your boy Tom back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over the 3 newest Showtime cards added to NBA 2K24 MyTEAM, as well as talking briefly about the Diamond Lenny Wilkins, who you can grind out for free today as well. Now, my initial thoughts on these Showtime cards are, well, I don't really know. I don't necessarily think any of these 3 are going to be that great, but I guess that's what we're here to see and find out. Again, we'll be able to tell a lot by what the SIGs and animations look like of each and every one of these cards. Now, we'll start off with Lenny Wilkins here. Can grind him out for free. 6'1", 6'4" wingspan. Josh Christopher base. I don't know what that's exactly like. Chris Paul dribble style. Pro leaner. 94 3-ball, good speed, good lateral quickness. Problem with Lenny Wilkins is this: he can't dunk the ball. He is, his defense is not great. I just don't see why you would run this card. And I'm not trying to hate on Lenny Wilkins at all, because he's got hot spots from everywhere. Offensively, it doesn't look like he's that bad. But when we're comparing him to some of these other Pat to All-Star cards we've seen recently, like a George Gervin, like a Spencer Dinwiddie, he does not compare to those guys. And even compared to Chris Paul, I do not think what Lenny Wilkins is even going to be that good. So, is he worth grinding? I mean, my answer would be yes, he's worth grinding. But the whole reason I would say yes is just for the sole fact of you grind Lenny Wilkins out and you get that next step closer to, the new card that does come tomorrow, or the ultimate pink diamond reward. So that's my thoughts on Lenny Wilkins. Not worth it by himself, but is somebody I would grind just to stay up to date. Josh Smith up next. Hotspots from both corners, none from the top of the keys. 6'9", 7-foot wingspan, power forward, small forward eligibility. Brook Lopez base on normal. Pro 2 leaner is nice. Pro dribble style is nice. Defensively, off the charts good. I mean, there's not going to be that many better defenders than Josh Smith. Can get every badge in the game as well. So, I mean, there are some decent things about this card, but there's also some downsides. And you got to take the good with the bad. So, the good can get basically every badge in the game. Hot spots from both corners is pretty solid. Defensively, gets basically everything. The downside, well, he's still got that Brook Lopez base on normal, which I just can't get behind. I mean, I'll show you guys today, probably do a gameplay of Josh Smith and show you guys what the card truly gets into, but I'm just telling you right now, don't be surprised when the card is selling you on the court just because of that release being that little bit slow. So I'm just warning you right now. That's my opinion on Josh Smith. I don't think the card is a bona fide scrub completely, because he's got good defense and even offensively, especially dunking the ball, he does do some things for you guys. 97 driving dunk, Hall of Fame precision dunker. Movement wise, not the worst. I've seen way worse dribble SIGs as well. And so there's two sides to everything. Look, guys, I don't think this card is worth, you guys really looking at too much. But I do think there are worse small forwards you could run. And I do honestly think you can run Josh Smith and he won't be a total liability for you guys. So that's kind of where I'm at on Josh Smith. Probably not worth the pickup. 189,000 MT. For a pink diamond really isn't that bad. But when you're talking about, comparing him to even like a Wang or even like, a JJ Hickson, give me those guys over Josh Smith every single day of the week. Next up, guys, we do see D12 Dwight Howard. I was wondering if they would give Dwight a 3-ball. They gave him a 74 3-ball with no hotspots from 3. I told you guys yesterday, he's probably going to be very similar to Tyson Chandler. And is he not? I mean, are the cards not basically the same? I mean, yes, Tyson Chandler's a little bit taller, but outside of that, the cards are looking basically the same. D12 can get every badge in the game. Defensively comes very complete. Even offensively is good enough. Yes, the 74 3-ball is a downside. Nobody's going to sit there and deny that. But if you give him a shoe, if he comes with the coach, you're getting that to the low 80s. And I don't know who you guys are, but with the low 80s 3-ball, you should not be missing too many shots. 95 speed, good interior perimeter, great lateral quickness. Badge-wise, again, absolutely fantastic. Can't get 94 feet, but every other badge in the entire game he can get. And even playmaking for Dwight, he is just fine. I don't necessarily think Dwight is a must pick up card. I don't think even he's probably, better than Tyson Chandler. But let's say you don't have Tyson Chandler. Let's say you're really struggling at that power forward position. Dwight Howard is definitely a guy that you could pick up that I think you'd have some success with. That's just my opinion on things. He's going to compete defensively. Offensively, he's going to give you enough because he is able to handle the ball a little bit, and that's something that is important. Decent ball handle. He's going to be able to knock down shots as long as you get that release down. And for that, I think I can respect Dwight Howard a little bit. So 6'10", 7 force and wingspan, probably going to be the best card that does come out today. Last, and I honestly think least, he is the most expensive though, is the pink diamond Zach Lavine. Now, with Zach Lavine, here's what you're getting. 6'5 shooting guard, 6'8 wingspan, hot spots from 4 to 5 places around the arc, 92 3 ball, 99 driving, 94 super ball, 95 speed acceleration, 93 lateral quickness. Defensively, not as bad as I thought. 84 interior, 90 perimeter. You guys might be like, okay, Ty, that seems very mid, very mediocre, which it is. I'm not going to sit here and gas those defensive stats, but it is slightly better than I thought it would be. And even for Lavine, comes with all the playmaking badges, even shooting-wise, comes with limitless range. You could ask for Lavine dribble style, Zach Lavine based on quick Lavine dribble style. It just comes down to this. The good part about Zach Lavine, he can get every badge in the game. So you want him to get anchor, you want him to get brick wall, he can get that. I feel like nobody on next gen can get a movable enforcer anyway, so that badge doesn't really matter. Shooting wise, he can get open looks, he can get spot fighter if you want to give him that, and even animation wise, Zach Lavine based on quick is really solid. So I don't think Zach Lavine is bad at all. Is he gonna fit what I want on the court? Probably not. And again, that's not me saying Zach Lavine's bad. It's not me saying you guys shouldn't run him. That's just me saying, for me personally, I do not think he's going to fit what he is going, what I really want on the court. So I think the prices reflect how good they are. I will take Dwight Howard over Zach Lavine, but I know most people probably want Lavine over a D12. Josh Smith is by far and away the worst card that we got today. I don't think that's really even a question or something that should be up for debate. So that's where I, see these three cards. I don't think any of them are horrible. I think all of them can be run in my team. The only problem with Josh Smith really is that release. If Josh Smith had a better release, I'd probably be sitting here hyping up the card. I just can't get behind that Brook Lopez base. Although I use it in play now a ton, it's not necessarily something I love using. For D12, they gave him a decent enough 3-ball. And if you apply the right badges, it's tough to get a much better defensive player than this card right here in D12. So if you want me to sit here and gas D12, here I am. I'll gas him for you because I do decently think the card is solid. And I think if you guys, pick D12 up, you won't be disappointed. Again, as long as that 3-ball is solid and as long as that release isn't super slow, I think he's just an off-brand Tyson Chandler. And if I go look at my team right now, my power forward, how does he compare to even a guy like this? Like, this is the question you have to ask yourself. How does D12 compare to Blatch? That's the big question. Blatch, obviously, 3-ball is better. Obviously, could be able to handle the ball better. I think his player build's better. And so, who am I taking? Probably Blatch, to be honest. But again, it just comes down to preference base and who you guys want to run on the court. I don't think D12 is going to be like a top 5 power forward. Just because even if you're comparing him to Tyson Chandler's player model player build is going to be way better than that of a D12. But that's just something to think about. And then even at the 2, like Zach Lavine is great. He's absolutely outstanding. But when Julius Erving is in the game, and Julius Erving is so good, it's hard for me to sit here and hype up Zach Lavine. Because even defensively, it's night and day difference when you're comparing Dr. J to a Zach Lavine type card. So those are just some things. If I was you guys, I would think about before spending the MT. Because again, Zach Lavine's not cheap. You're looking at 210,000 MT for Zach Lavine. And again, that is just a little too steep in my opinion. So that's just kind of where I'm at. I don't think any of these cards are worth their price tag. You guys might, and that is a-okay if you guys want to spend the MT on them. But when I'm looking at these cards, none of these cards are worth it. Now, I'll probably do a gameplays of probably at least 2 of them, maybe like Lavine and D12, see what the cards truly get into. But I'm just not super optimistic about it. Let me spend the MT on these cards so ultimately you guys don't have to, because if that's what I get out of my job, helping you guys save MT, then I'm glad I can do it. And I know a lot of people out there like, Ty, I wanted you out. I saved my MT last week. I would want to spend my MT eventually. What should I do? Well, I'll tell you this, guys. You go back to last week's drop. There's plenty of guys here to pick up. Splash, really good. Big Wang, maybe the best center in the game. Ejillian, fantastic. Obviously, Beasley has to be basically pullable or you got to buy him. But I'm just saying there are so many options. Don't feel like you have to spend MT on this drop because it is absolutely not going to be worth your guys' time. That's going to wrap it up for our video talking about the 3 new Showtime cards as well as the Path to All-Star Lenny Wilkins today. Let me know your thoughts on these cards again. Sub to the YouTube channel because we probably will have gameplays dropping of at least a couple of the cards. Drop a like on it, subscribe if you're doing it. As always, man, I love you guys and have a blessed day.